So, welcome back to another episode on the channel. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Thank you for choosing this channel. And tonight we are going to be having just a quick analysis and a look down and a look over of this stock. And this is, of course, a NIO stock, also ADR apparently, and that's the symbol. And we're going to be looking at what the stock is doing right now, comparing it to the general market, looking at what it may do in the future in terms of growth, looking at why you may want to invest in this company, looking at what analysts say. Honestly, we've got so much going on in this episode, and of course that is why you should subscribe, because we make videos like this every single day. Generally speaking, it's 2 to 3 videos a day, so you can understand how this channel works. We do not mess about, we cover all the stocks which you want to see, and if you have a suggestion, feel free to drop it in the comments. Like I said, if you want to come and join us over on Discord, we now have a Discord server. Of course, the link to that is also in the description. It's completely free to join, and you can comment on anything over there. It's really cool. We've got like 25 members now. But yeah, so of course, everything in this video is nothing but my opinion. But what we are going to be doing is looking at the news and the facts and the previous price predictions and the price movement of the company and predicting whether this is a buy or not. So what we're going to be doing first is having a quick look at the price of the stock in comparison to the NASDAQ as well. And the reason for this is, generally speaking, this is a kind of category where a company like NIO would sit. Of course, we have Tesla in the NASDAQ. We've got other technology companies like Apple and whatnot. So I think it is, generally speaking, a great comparison. Now, some would say that you could probably use the S&P 500. Honestly, I would completely agree with you. But in this episode, just for random purposes, we have chosen the NASDAQ. So let's have a quick look out to the 5 days. So fortunately, in these volatile times, we are seeing NIO quite stable, actually. So yes, we are in the red, but only by a very small percentage. So if we compare that percentage, it's only down 6% in comparison to some of the other stocks which we cover on the channel, which really are taking a hit right now. So if we have a look at all of the American small startup companies, if you will, when it comes to electric vehicles, we have actually seen massive dips, whereas NIO is still in the green. Now, don't get me wrong, it has taken a hit towards the end of the month, towards where we are now, but we are still up quite significantly. And I think this was due to good news coming out from, I think it was, could be wrong by the way, Bank, I think it was, quoting this company as a great growth stock. Don't quote me on that one though, like I said. But yeah, let's have a quick look at what the NASDAQ has been doing. So the NASDAQ is also down quite similarly in the same way that NIO is. So if you have a look, the patterns are almost, if not 100% identical. And I have just crossed that off. Great stuff, but it's back open. So here we can see that the patterns are quite similar when it comes to the 5 day. But really looking at 1 month, we can see that NIO is actually slightly ahead, which is of course a great thing. Now, quite interestingly, we haven't really seen too many Chinese stocks on the market before, and of course that's very unique because we don't really know what's going to happen. So I know that here in Europe, a lot of the markets do generally tend to reflect the United States markets when they open up around 2 p.m. I think it is our time. But with China, I think it will be very interesting because of course China is actually the second richest country in the world. Will their stocks follow their own pattern? And of course they definitely will be growing at their own rate, so I would expect that to probably happen. They probably will follow their own pattern, but we'll just have to see what the future years have in place. So I found this very cool article actually, and it gave me quite some inspiration for another video in the future. And this is talking about comparing Tesla and NIO and which one you should buy. And I think this is a great topic to cover for a small percentage of this video, but I also think it would make its own fantastic video by itself. Anyway, we're going to have a quick look at the revenue reports on this screen so we can have a look at 2018 to 2020. I think that's the best comparison, simply due to the fact that of course NIO was not on the map back in 2016-17. So let's have a quick look. I'm not going to talk about this too much. What I'm going to do is I'm quickly going to paraphrase in the sense that I talked about this in my other Tesla video. Now, I know that a lot of people did actually hate on that video because yes, I am a Tesla fan too. I'm also a NIO fan. I'm just a fan of innovation. But let's have a look realistically, okay? I love Tesla and I do think that the share price could definitely 100 times in the next year or so. But what I did say in that video is I cannot see the company's share price doing what it's done over the past few years where we're looking at 800-900% growth in the future. I definitely think it's still a growth stock and we're going to be doing a future video on that, so please don't leave a dislike. But the beauty of a company like NIO is simply not there yet. It's only selling to the Chinese market. Yes, we are seeing a few cars start to come to Europe, but generally speaking, the European and American markets are basically untouched. So, you know, that segment hasn't even been touched yet, which is very cool. And we're already seeing 500-600% growth on the year. And I really think that, yes, Tesla is a significant growth stock for the future. I also think it's definitely probably going to be a lot more stable than NIO. But if you're looking for your 800-900%, and of course this is definitely my opinion and only my opinion, it's no professional advice, I would say NIO is probably a better option due to the fact that it's so small in value. You know, a lot of analysts are actually bullish on that, and that is what we're going to end this video on. And we're going to be talking about that. So 16 analysts are looking at NIO for a 12-month price forecast into the future. So the median, which is of course the middle target, the fair target if you will, is $135, which represents a 423% change. So the low target is basically at $44, representing even there plus 70%, and the high is almost at 1,000%. The stock is apparently going to be touching $270 if we reach the high. Now of course that's not guaranteed, but either way we are looking at a plus 70% according to analysts. Now by no means is that necessarily meaning anything really. Analysts are wrong and they have been wrong in the past, but generally speaking I think this could potentially be a great market. So what do you think? If you have any great opinions, feel free to leave them on the Discord, link will be in the description, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.